All right then. So let's look at the lighting. It is Jip again. And we're going to look at the lighting. Now I've already done a tiny bit of work here, but we're just going to go over them and see what they mean. RA is the rotational axis and how many degrees we move across that axis. DA stands for something axis. I don't entirely know, but this changes how high the sun is in the skies. And then we have the sun multiplier, which is just a number that's applied to the lighting to give it this buff. We've got the sun color, and by changing the sun color, you can really give the map this as if it's next to a red star or if it's next to a blue star, which gives the same type of light. But it allows you to really tweak the overall color of the map. We've got the ambient color, which is kind of the color that's always applied regardless. So now the map is a lot more bright. One would even call it overlit, too bright. The shadow color determines the color of the shadow, right? So that's note that the shadow color is applied at a lot of places currently because of our very low. Let's fix some of this so that we can see the shadow color. Right, so it appears to be changing the entire game, but it's really just changing the parts that have some form of shadow. And then we have the fog color, which is used when you zoom out really far away. I would usually just leave this as it is, but you can tweak it to match the overall color of the map, which in this case would be white-ish. So that if you make the fog start sooner, then the map turns white. We got bloom, don't touch that. A lot of people play without bloom, so you kind of want to assume that it's not on. And then we have this specular, which is really broken in the Ozonics editor. I would really not touch that. And we've got the procedural skybox. You can try that. It just gives you a whole list of values. But if you want to use the procedural skybox, you got to save as version 60, or it's not going to work. And that's it about the lighting. But in this case, we have a pretty bright map. Not that bright though. So let's remove the ambient color. I want the ambient color to be slightly bluish because that makes it look more icy. Let's make the shadow color slightly darker. Note that the shadow color is also applied on the decals. So in case you're wondering, it really changes how much we can see the decals. I kind of like the lighting settings I had before I started all of this. So I'm just going to go back to that. There we go. But this is really, there's not much to say about this. It is really a matter of experimentation. Usually if you're decaling, if you're doing the decal process, you want this to be at a lower angle with a higher lighting so that you can more clearly see the decals. And then when you're done, you want to change that up so that the decals become more smooth. You can also change it by just decreasing the amount of shadow. And now it's more flattened, the map, in some sense. And that is pretty much how you can think about it. I don't really, I really do this on feeling, on trying to think about what works and what doesn't work. So there's not that much to tell besides showing that these sliders, that you can slide them and what they mean.